Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be going over information about PLPs, and that stands for Personalized Learning Plan. I'm going to be talking about what exactly those are, how it relates to your student or students, and then how we're going to go about completing those, what that's going to look like. And if there are any further questions, of course, send those my way and I can help you out with them. So, like I said, PLP stands for Personalized Learning Plan, and really what it's about is making sure that your student has all of the Oklahoma State standards covered. All of the state standards that they need for each of their classes, we're talking about them, they're getting exposed to them in some way or another. And the way we're going to be going about doing that is through the teaching co-op. So again, for those of you who don't have your links to the teaching co-op, those will be coming online soon. And for pre-K kiddos, it's going to be looking a little bit different. Stay tuned for that. I'll talk to you guys probably individually about that. But for everybody else, the vast majority of everyone else, this video should be pretty informative and helpful to you all as you're getting started with those. So when you're in the teaching co-op, each week your teacher is going to be going over some kind of state standard, right? The Oklahoma state standards, whether that's in math or English, we'll be going over some kind of state standard related to that. What you all will need to be doing is going into Mastery Connect, which is a website that houses tests, assessments, and things. And you're going to be taking little assessments and tests based on the Oklahoma State standards and the ones that were covered. So on your screen now, you should be seeing what I'm seeing. It's this big spreadsheet. It says 4th grade math standards. This is this gigantic Google sheet where we have all of the different PLPs for the different grades. And the links and the credentials that you'll need to get into Mastery Connect to complete those. Now, some of you are already familiar with Mastery Connect because you used that to complete your first benchmarks. For those of you who didn't, I'll show you. It's really, really easy. So all of you are going to be getting an email from me. Hopefully within the next couple of days. It's going to take me a little bit because it's kind of tedious work. It's not hard work, but it's kind of tedious. I'm going to be sending each of you a couple of these spreadsheets for yourself. It'll be specifically designed for you. So say you're in 4th grade, you'll be getting one of these 4th grade math standards ones. Each week after you're done in your co-op class for that particular subject. So let's say you're in 4th grade and you've got your 4th grade co-op math class that you go to. After that week, after you're done with your class, you can go to Mastery Connect and test yourself on that particular standard that you covered, or the standards that you covered. So, for example, this particular week, we've got the credentials right here, which is the code, and here's the actual link to Mastery Connect. What you'll have to do is you'll click on the cell, so this little box here, it's a cell, and then you can click where it says Student Mastery Connect. Click on that, and you'll open up a new tab, and you'll be sent to this screen, and you'll need to put in a test ID. The test ID is just this number right here. So you can either just type it in, or you can copy and paste it. So you'll need to double click it, And you can right click, copy, and just paste it in there. And then once you've got the correct code in, just click next. And then it'll ask for your student ID. Your student ID is, of course, on that login sheet I sent you way back when. If you're not sure what it is, if you've forgotten it, if you don't know where that login sheet is, please let me know. I can get you your student ID, and I can resend you that login sheet as well. But try to keep track of that. Make sure you've got that in a safe spot. And then once you're in there, you'll be able to take that test, and then I'll be able to see your results on it, which is really useful and helpful. So you'll need to be completing those, of course. Once you've completed them, you can be clicking these, the whole thing, click that. And that's just for you to keep track of course. For math, there's a lot of them in here for math, of course. That's spread out over the entire year. And they all kind of follow this same general format, so all of the different spreadsheets. And like I said, I'll be sending these out to you individually. So for example, here's the 5th grade English one. It's kind of the same thing. Here's the link to the Mastery Connect assessment up here, and then you just put in that code. And just put in that code right there. If you have any questions about this, a good person to ask is actually your co-op teacher, whoever you're with in that session. When you're on the actual Zoom call or Google Meet with them, you can ask them about, well, what do I need to do? I mean, I'm explaining it here, but they can explain it to you again. And then, of course, I mean, always for any questions, you can come to me directly as well. But since they teach the particular class, like for example, I don't teach 5th grade English, but that co-op teacher obviously does, so they might know a little bit more about your particular spreadsheet. Over on the left side, for each of these different standards and each of the different weeks, there's resources that you have access to, just like your co-op teacher and just like I do. So there's videos, and then there's these lesson plans are almost always Google documents, and they're just like little slideshows that you can click through. The teachers like to use these a lot during their actual teaching sessions. And then there's links to different things that you can go to for your kiddos. A lot of really good resources in these spreadsheets that I'll be sending out to you guys. Put that back there. 5th grade science, this is actually the one that I teach. So, again, same format. There's videos, resources, and then the Mastery Connect link, and then also, of course, the code for that Mastery Connect little quiz that your student will be taking. So, a lot of information in this video. I know it might be a little bit overwhelming. Feel free to watch this, multiple times if you need to. If there's any follow-up questions, you can ask me about those. But this is just something I suggest just after you're done with your co-op class for that week. Just as soon as that class ends, just go into your spreadsheet and then go into that Mastery Connect quiz for whatever standard you guys covered for that week. And it should be pretty obvious which one it is. You can always ask your teacher again as well during the week. If you're, for whatever reason, if you're confused as to which standard you're covering, you can always ask them and they can help you out, and you can find, oh, okay, this is the one that I need to take for this week. So make sure that you're taking those. I'll be able to see your scores and everything and see how you're doing on my end, which is really useful for me. And again, just to reiterate one more time, if you have any more questions, send those my way. But that's it for this video. I don't want it to be too terribly long for you guys.